Hello, good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. Excuse me. Literally just started to croak then just as I turned the cameras on. So, hope you're all well. Hope you can hear and see me. Mr. G is downstairs. So he said he's going to check the feed before he leaves the building just to let me know that I'm on air and you can all hear me. So, I'm kind of checking the comments to one side just to make sure that you can see and hear me. I can see some lovely names popping into the feed. So you found me at least. And you got a bit of a challenge tonight. Oh, thank you, Mr. Oh, oh, good, Mr. G. Oh, yeah, thank you, Mr. G. Good. You've got a challenge tonight because our Beverly Morals, just told me she's on a ferry back from Rotterdam following her holiday in Austria. So you'll have to come up with a more unusual place to be watching the live tonight than Bev on a ferry. So there you go. That's the challenge extended. But I hope you've all been having a good week so far. I will not deny, and Erica's on, so she can back me up. I've had a bumpy week. It's been an up and down week with things not quite going to plan behind the scenes. I've got stuck in countries that I don't even know where they are, but it's not with me. So frustrating times. So quite a few things have not gone to plan this week. So I've been really, really looking forward to doing this live tonight, just checking in with you and having a chat and having a bit of a crafty time. But I will say this, not just because Erica is on live, but it has been difficult this week, and I've been feeling a bit low about some things. And I am so grateful to my little gang, the Craft Collective, to Leonie and Erica and Paola, because they've been so supportive and really, really lovely, generally lovely human beings who kept me smiling and kept me going. And I think that's what it's all about in terms of craft. That's why we all gather together on a Wednesday, isn't it? To lift each other's spirits and kind of let each other know that we're there. And we all enjoy and have a passion for the same things, but we also are concerned for and care for each other. And I know I'm in the right place when I'm kind of working with such lovely people who have totally got my back, and as I say, just kept me smiling during a very difficult week. So thank you to them, and thank you to all of you for tuning in tonight. Otherwise I'd have been just talking to myself, which happens quite often. Hello Denise, lovely to see you. Let me say some hellos and kind of just do a bit of a check-in to see who's here and hope that you're all well. Julie, lovely to see you. Yeah, it is. It does feel like a family, both the collective and our group here, in terms of everyone checking in on a Wednesday, and I'm very grateful for it. I can honestly tell you, it's something that gives me focus and gets me wanting to come onto YouTube, onto Facebook to chat with you all. So I am very grateful for that. Hi Isabel. Hi Chris. We all have bad weeks, don't we? And it's nothing more than any of the rest of us you all kind of face on a regular basis. But just sometimes you need to be able to let off steam. And I'm very lucky that I've got kind of friends in the business that let me do that. Hi, Shannon, Dawn, Celia. Yes, I saw your order, Celia. I've got that. I will make sure that I get that in the post to you tomorrow. You've treated yourself to the set for your 25th wedding anniversary. This something seems awry here. Surely you should be being treated to the set for your 25th wedding anniversary. I think you should go and have some words there. Hi, Maxine, Paul, Brian, Dawn, Kerry. Sorry if I'm saying names twice now, because I kept interrupting myself with my flow. So I was in the middle of saying hello, and then I lost my thread, as always. Cheryl, good to see you. Vanessa, yeah, I've had plenty of effing and jeffing. Brian, you'd be proud of me. I've been swearing like a trooper, so you'd be pleased at how I've been coping. You can't avoid bad days, Therese. No, you can't. And it's good to keep things in perspective, which having this group and having my crafty collective around me does help me do that. So, oh, you're on Facebook. Oh, well, I can see your comment then, Chris. That's good. Because I was about to say, normally when I'm doing my lives on a Wednesday, because we go live on StreamYard, I can see YouTube comments, but I'm not always sure if I'm catching the Facebook comments. And I do try and remember to apologize in advance if you're commenting and feeling like I'm ignoring or not responding to your comments. If you want to be part of the chat, YouTube is the safer bet. But it looks like I can see some Facebook comments tonight, so maybe it's working better than usual. But Sunny, if you do feel like I'm ignoring you and you've got a question that you absolutely want answering, then YouTube is normally the more reliable of the two feeds. Oh, are you on Facebook, Erica? Are you on? Somebody can clear this up for me. Are you on the Funky Fossil page or on the Fun with Funky Fossil Facebook group? Because I'm never sure. Maybe one of them isn't feeding through. I don't know what it is. Hi, Sue. Oh, is it full moon? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I will keep an eye on that for next time. Thank you, Selena. You on the page, Erica? Yeah, I think the page is okay, but maybe not the group, because I think Facebook did weird things with going live on groups recently. So it may be, although I think I can stream on the group, I don't know if I can see the comments. But obviously, those of you who are on the page, I can see your comments, so we're all good. Right. I could blather on forever, as you know, but I do want to keep this Facebook Live fairly short. I don't have a huge amount of new product to share with you because we had our fabulous one-day special over on the How to Craft Network on Friday. So I hope you got to tune in and watch that. And while I mention How to Craft Network, our long-awaited craft battle, Tony and I will be doing battle tomorrow at 6 o'clock on the How to Craft Network. So we were exchanging messages today, and that is still definitely in the diary. So I'm planning to go over there and beat Tony at a craft battle tomorrow. So definitely check that out if you fancy a bit of a giggle. I better win. After I've had a bad week, I think she should let me win, don't you? So I don't have lots of new product, but what I thought I'd do is have a little bit of a play with the mini Sweet Fall collection, which was the one-day special last Friday. And also it's now on the Funky Fossil web shop, so you can still get it over on How to Craft Network. And I always say this, shop where makes sense for you. So if you're a regular shopper at the How to Craft Network and you're a member there and you get good discounts with your purchases, then absolutely please. That's why my product is on that site. It makes it more accessible for you. But for those of you that are building up your loyalty points with Funky Fossil and want to shop direct, you can now get that product in the shop. Oh, thank you, Denise. It is a super sweet collection. I do love it, and I will just run you through it very, very quickly just before I start the demo for those of you that happen to have missed it. How that could have happened, I can't possibly imagine. It does have the best embossing folder with it of all time, hands down. I claim it. And I'll show you that later in the live. But I will turn the camera around to show you just a few little new bits that I have been putting in the shop this afternoon. And it's totally, oh my Lord, the pigeon chat started already. Donna is, I don't know if I've seen Donna's name, but she's still spamming me with pigeon pictures. So I'm going to have to kind of try and put some restraining order on it on Facebook. So yes, I put a few products on the shop this afternoon, and it's completely my bad. And it was only because the lovely Eleanor from Zinsky Art, obviously one of our regular designers, got in touch and reminded me about the products that she'd sent me before I went on holiday, and I hadn't put them on the shop. So I have done that now, and I will share them with you when we turn the camera around, so you can have a look and see what it is I put on. They're not necessarily Funky Fossil products, but they are designed by Eleanor, and they are fabulous, and they'll work brilliantly with everything else funky fossil that you might have already invested in from Eleanor. So these are a definite must-have. So I don't know. I think it's the pigeons that are making it worse, Selena. I don't think they're making it better. So I'll turn the camera around and show you that in 1 second. But I just remembered I need to talk giveaway, don't I? I need to just, come on, let's rewind. Please do like and share if you're able to, if you can. You know how much I appreciate it. Please, obviously, all the comments that are left in YouTube, I think helps make my channel look visible to the algorithms and helps bring my content to more viewers. So all those comments in YouTube are always really helpful. So even if you can't like and share, taking part in the chat always helps. And also I will do 2 giveaways. I think it kind of worked last week, so I'm going to do it again. Hi Caroline. I'm going to give away a £25 credit voucher code to spend in store to somebody who's commenting in the chat during our live, and I will give another £25 voucher or code to somebody who leaves a comment after we go off air. So as I always say, if you don't win during the live, then if you can pop back on at some point between now and midnight on Thursday, then I will announce the second winner on Friday. So that's kind of a way of, again, just trying to make sure that the content stays visible. So sorry, I just saw Rebecca's comment about hello all you funkies. So yeah, if you don't win, and I haven't seen Ali on the feed yet, who she normally is the person that messages me with a winner at the end of the live. So if Ali isn't on the live, I may need to announce that person after the live, because obviously I need to get Mr. G just to do a random scroll through comments and he'll pick somebody if Ali isn't here. Oh, she is on, is she, Shannon? Oh, sorry, Ali, I missed your name in the feed as it was going through. Hi, Caroline. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Ali. I knew she'd be here, unless obviously something. She's not required. It's not mandatory that she's here on a Wednesday evening, so she could be doing something else. But thank you, Ali, for tuning in. So 1 winner, £25 in the live, and 1 winner will be announced on Friday. Comments left after the live, between the live and midnight on Thursday. You can see why it's been a hard week, can't you? I can't even string a sentence together. Right. Let me turn this camera around. You've seen enough of this face. Oh, and let me know what you think of the lighting, because I was complaining to Mr. G that I thought it was a bit dark in here. So he's bought some extra lights. I can't actually even, it's burning my retinas. It's that light in here. So let me know if I'm now too bright or if it's made any difference whatsoever. But he did, bless him, get me some more lights. I just can't. I'm going to need to come on next time with sunglasses. Right. Is it great? Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that, because we're just trying to get to grips with our little studio and get it set up right. And he's looking at cameras and making sure we get the best quality feed, particularly for my Sunday lives when I'm recording them. So please, whenever you watch something, oh, thank you, Jill. If ever you, floodlit. If ever you think, oh, that could be better, that could be sharper, then don't hesitate to either message me or leave a comment, because it helps us just kind of tweak the settings in the studio. Right. I know, honestly, it's like, it is, I do feel like I'm staring at a 100-watt bulb here at the moment, but as long as I'm looking nice, that's all that matters. We'll need to put some filters on next. Right, here we go. Here's what I've got on my desk. So these products have gone on the shop this afternoon, and I bundled them in different ways to suit different budgets or different interests, but they are super cool. And I know lots of you are fans of Eleanor and her fabulous artwork. We haven't had much from Eleanor recently. We were messaging this afternoon. And we will have to absolutely look at getting some new designs. She's had a lot on, and she did take a step back from designing for a few months. So I have missed her massively in terms of both our chats and also her designs. But what she did do before she took a step back from designing earlier this year, she put these 2 books onto Amazon. So they're self-published books that she has produced, and they're oh, hi Jeannie, thank you for joining us as a newbie. So this is our Wednesday live. So yeah, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for sharing and saying hello. So yeah, Eleanor put these. She's been talking about doing these books for a long time. So I know she was and is rightly super proud of them. And I wanted to bring them into the shop because, as I say, they complement perfectly the stamps and other Zinsky art designs that we already stock in at Funky Fossil. So I just felt these were a nice extension to that. And they're perfect. This one particularly, the Magic Pocket, this one is perfect for those of you that are wanting to maybe get started with art journaling or want to just kind of let loose and have fun with collage. Because what Eleanor's done with this is quite a large, it's just short of, it's not quite A4, but it's nearly A4, this book. And what she's done is she's created a book which has got coloured illustrations in, but it's also got lots of black and white elements for you to colour. And the intention behind all of this is for you to be able to cut it up, create your own pages, or journal and doodle within the book. So it's, as you can imagine with Eleanor, it is fun, it's vibrant, it's really it just makes you smile. And you know, there are things in here, for example, I'm just happened to stop on this page, but you know, you've got the cups here, and we've got the Chatty Cups A5 stamp set. You've got the jars here, we've got the A7 jar stamp. So there are lots of things here where you'll see a continuation of Eleanor's designs, from stuff that she's done for me, stuff that's in her Etsy shop, which is always really worth checking out. And so you've got lots of digitals in her Etsy shop, and also the designs that she brings to us. So all of it will work seamlessly together. And what is cool about this is there are elements here that where Eleanor herself is encouraging you to journal or to doodle and just have fun with it. So I mean, for example, there she's got here, what a magnificent thing it would be if there was such a thing as a cupcake tree. She's just bonkers. So you've got lovely pages like this where you could add your own stamping, you could colour it in, and you could use it, you then cut it and use it in your own journal. You can use them on card fronts. It's just it's designed to be an inspiration kind of book, and she wanted to make it in such a way that you felt like you had permission to cut it up and have a play. So you know, she's got, for example, here she's got these like pyramids of different animals. It's like draw any animal of your choice in here. This garden needs more flowers, so she's encouraging you to doodle, but equally you can cut out flowers from elsewhere in the book and fill the page in. You can just see, can't you, that this is a really fun one. And it's a fun one as well, in terms of children, grandchildren, etc., getting them into crafting and journaling, because there's so much fun imagery just to kind of spark their imagination. So I absolutely love this. I think she's done an amazing job. So you've got frames here which you can cut out and use. I mean, let's face it, Eleanor is not scared of colour, so you know, it's just a pleasure to flick through if you don't even decide to cut it up. This is doodle inside the rainbow, so she's giving you space to do that. I say I won't go through the whole book, but there's journaling prompts, you know, turn your best memory into a picture, just great. And then you've got pages towards the back where she's giving you space really to create your own journal. Take those pages out and start, you know, make a start and have fun with it. So this is an inspired book. I genuinely think it's amazing, and I'm so pleased she got to publishing it. She talked to me about it a while ago. In the shop, I've done it at a discounted price on what it is on Amazon. I can't remember what it is on Amazon. It's either 20 or 21 pounds. I think I put it on my shop at 15. And with the book, I will be sending you free one of her new A7 portrait stamps. So again, because I just think these are going to be fabulous accompaniments to the book. So definitely worth getting the book with one of these free stamps. They haven't been released before. I've just put them on the shop this afternoon. So you're not risking a duplicate of something you've already got from Eleanor. And that would be a bundle that I think will get you having fun from the get-go. And that's the thing, Shannon, in terms of drawings. What I love about Eleanor, and it is a talent, I know, is her drawings do look, they are very simple and innocent and easy to kind of join in with. So you don't need to think, well, I need to create a work of art if I'm going to doodle on one of these pages, because she's already got it packed full of all these quirky elements. So if you just want to copy, for example, her really sweet bird here, it's a really simple shape to do, but add bright color and big eyes, and you'll already have something that I think fits in perfectly. So these A7s are amazing because, of course, they're going to be great for those of you that love your artist trading cards. I just love the fact that we've got these 3 portraits. I named one of them Eleanor after my lovely friend. They're available individually on the shop. So if you're not interested in the book and you just want to extend your Zinsky art stamp collection, you can buy them as individuals on the shop. There's absolutely no requirement to buy the book as well. The other book that Eleanor brought out earlier this year on Amazon, and I don't know if it's still available. When I was looking this afternoon, I couldn't work out whether it was still actually available, but it's effectively a jumbo 6x6 paper pad. So this one doesn't have any text in it. This is just backgrounds and patterns that Eleanor has put together kind of digitally, which are going to give you fab backgrounds for your pages. And I measured the insert, the inner piece, and it's 15 by 15 centimeters. So it's a 6x6 inner. The book itself is probably about 8 by 8, but the actual patterns are 6x6. And you can see all these marvelous colors and patterns here, really user-friendly, really usable ones. So this is a separate book, 100 pattern squares. And I just really like the colours in this. I just love how she's done it. Mandalas, kind of really nice, almost like I can imagine patchworking these. I don't mean in fabric, but, you know, cutting out smaller squares from these and making your own backgrounds, because the colours work nicely together. So I've put this on the shop, again, at a discount from what the Amazon price is. And if you buy this one, you'll get one of these stamps. You see a pattern here. And of course, if you, well, hold that thought. I was going to say if you order both, I won't duplicate the stamp. But if you're going to order both, you're best ordering the bundle, because you can buy each of these books individually with a stamp thrown in for free. I have put them both on as a bundle, and all 3 stamps. And that, I think I've got £20 off that as an overall bundle. So if you were sufficiently keen to get the books that you're going to buy each of them, then you're as well buying the bundle, because you effectively kind of are getting the stamps thrown in for free. So they're just gorgeous. And I feel really, really guilty. You've not seen the pattern book is about. I don't know how big a run she did of the pattern book. Certainly when I looked on Amazon, I didn't think it was still available. I may be wrong. So I may have some of the last stock that is available of it. This one, the Magic Pocket, is still available on Amazon, I believe. So you can price check it there as well. But as I say, I feel super guilty that I have not put these on the shop before now, because they're fantastic. And the design team haven't had these. I haven't even inked them up yet, but I will be doing that over the next couple of days and sharing you some inspiration with them. But you can see really kind of bold artwork, nice solid lines, going to be great for just stamping over inky backgrounds, because the artwork is going to stand out against those. So she's clever, isn't she? Yes, you make fabulous jewelry, Brian. Absolutely. So yeah, these are really cool. They're not, as I say, they're not. I didn't want to make out or claim that they're Funky Fossil specific. Elna has had them on the market before, and equally with the Magic Pocket, if you've already bought it, you may well want a second one, because I can well imagine. I'm just looking at them thinking I probably would want one that I'd cut up, but I probably want a reference one as well to keep. So you can get them here if you wish to. Now I've literally no surface around me that I can put them on. Ridiculous. Right, they are ace, aren't they? Are you still with us, Bev? I hope you're getting a nice smooth crossing on that ferry. Yes, you haven't got them, Brian. I know. Oh dear. They are really cute stamps, and really, I think they're really user friendly, really unusual, just because they're a nice big face. I've called them portraits. They're kind of mixed media portraits, aren't they? Right, but what I did say I'd get onto this evening and not take up your whole evening. I've got a very simple demo with them. You're still here, Bev. You're ace. You stick with us, lovely. I've got a very simple demo with our Sweet Fall collection. As I say, I'm not going to rehearse all this again, because you'll have seen I did a reveal of all of this last Wednesday's live, and then it's been on How to Craft Notebook on Friday. So yeah, there's plenty of places for you to see it. I don't want to kind of spend all my time telling you again about a product that you've already seen. So you've got your 2 A6 stamps. All of this is now on my shop as individuals, and also the same bundle that we have on Tony's shop is also on mine as well. The only thing you can't get on my shop, because it's sold so well, I'm really pleased, is the trio of Stella pastes with the free stencil and palette knife. Tony's got the last few units of that, and that's that stock out. Not all of the paste, but that will mean that I will have run out of the coppery brown one, the Spellbound one, so I won't be able to make up any more of those particular trios. However, I do have more and different Stella pastes coming any day now, when they manage to extricate it from the country where it currently is. It was due to be with me on Friday, and it's gone walkabouts. But it's going to be ace when it gets here. I hoped I was going to be able to share it with you in my live tonight, but obviously I don't have it. The one thing I will just highlight is my rather gorgeous embossing folder, which you can't really see there. The oak leaf cascade. This was one of the most popular items on the show on Friday with Tony, and I shared over the weekend. I had a bit of a more of a play with it, just because I just adore it so much, and I thought, actually, this is going to make a super cool Christmas cards embossing folder. So I just literally ran it through on a number of different kind of coloured cardstocks, and went in with silver and gold waxes, a bit of white ink, just to really bring the detail out. And I think it works really well in kind of either portrait or landscape as well. So I have shared these online, but I was really pleased with them, so I thought I'd share them again. But you can just see how cool they look. So, and that, you know, for me with Christmas cards, I'm just thinking, wow, if I can just run this particular design through a heap of different colours, use our stripped back Christmas sentiment stamps. I'm going to have to think about the names I give to this stuff. But, you know, really simple, nice clean font. I could probably get through quite a few Christmas cards quite quickly. Whether they ever get sent is a completely different matter, because I'm not very good at sending cards, but I love making them. So I thought it was better to show you the folder as it comes out on your cardstock than in the packet. I'm sure lots of you will have seen this already. And as I say, in terms of products from Friday, this one absolutely flew. So yeah, it's a good shout, that, Brian. I think, I may be wrong, I know some of you on here will have followed Tony for a while. I think Tony has done a stunning pine needles embossing folder. So I didn't really feel like I wanted to go over that ground, given she'd already smashed it. Oh, come on, Jane. We've still got to be in the 2026 Christmas cards. I know you said you've done next year's, but you can't have gone beyond that. Oh, you make me laugh with your super organised Christmas card making. So, yeah, I think, I doubt she still has it in stock, to be fair, Tony, but it's a good shout for next year's embossing folder. What was I going to say then about embossing folders? I know she has an amazing pine cones die, which sells out literally every year. But I'm sure I've seen a pine needles embossing folder. Well, I'll add it to the list after the pigeons anyway, if that's all right with you, sir. Oh, hi, Natalie. So I'm sure she's done a pine needles one. I'll have to check back. It may not have been this year, Natalie, to be fair, but I'm sure I've seen one. That's all. I just had it in my head I've seen one, which is why I tried to avoid bringing one out this year. But there is a pine needles one, Caroline, am I right? Oh, cool. I haven't imagined it then. Let's say if it's not currently available, then it's no good to anybody, is it really? But I will definitely put that on the list for next year. Are you making more Christmas cards this Saturday? Natalie, just while I see your name there, apologies, I have got your prize in the post this afternoon. You probably missed the beginning where I was saying I've had a bit of a week of it, and I've kind of felt like I've been on the back foot from the beginning of the week. So I'm literally just catching up with orders today, and I have got your prize in the post. I'm sorry for the delay in sending that out to you, lovely. So I say I'm going to keep it simple this evening, and I've got some bits and pieces here. And what I wanted to do was combine the Sweet Fall collection and the beautiful kind of elements of that, excuse me, with the lovely Love Is All Around die. So that's in the store already, and that was, I think it was a one-day special last month on How to Craft Network. I still have some of them available for you. It's a large circular die which does the cutout hearts, but also comes with a separate outer and inner, so you're able to then cut a solid base to kind of mat it onto. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a tickle. I'm looking around to see if I've got any water in here. I don't. only paint water, and that's not going to be a good sketch. So this is cool. This is going to give you that kind of really nice framing, and I just thought this would be a nice way of combining the lovely, lovely animals, the lovely little critters. I've got any here. I thought I already had some cut out and with me. Totally disorganised today, aren't I, everyone? I don't know where they've gone. I do not know. Oh, here they are. Here they are. So I thought this would be a really nice way of framing our lovely little characters from the Sweet Fall stamp set, because I just think it creates a lovely frame or aperture for whatever you're working on. So I do like to just try and show how products work across collections rather than just within them. Dear me. So that, can you excuse me one second? I'm just going to have to go and shout for Steve to give me a bit of water. Otherwise, I'm just going to do this the whole time. Sorry about that. Steve, can you give me some water? Oh dear. Sorry about that, everybody. Just it's terrible, isn't it? When you get a tickle, you're gone then. It's all you can think about. So I have this to date. I've got the craft card and I've got the cream base. And then I use the same circle, the outer circle, to cut out this lovely paper from the Sweet Fall 6x6 paper pad, because I just think that's going to be nice and fresh and crisp behind the aperture. Thank you very much, sir. Well, I thought he'd gone out walking the dog, but he is here, so. That's a good slug of gin in that. I'll be fine now. So I've got my elements that I think are going to make a good frame element on the card. And what I have done as well already, this is I'm waving this about as if you can see it. I've got some acetate, some clear acetate. Now I'm not planning on making a shaker card this evening, but of course you absolutely could. The reason I'm not going to make a shaker card is I couldn't find any sequins. So I realized I was beat when I couldn't actually find any sequins to put in the window. But I think this will still make a really great kind of frame element. I'm going to put it on some foam tape to give it a bit of dimension, but also it means I can play with my Rustic Romance rub-ons. I need to really have a word with myself about the alliteration, don't I? So you might be able to see a bit of shine, but the acetate is behind the dies that I've got cut there. And I thought what I'd do, because I'm wanting to go with that kind of whole rustic autumnal vibe, and I'm trying to decide whether I will use this twiggy wreath within that circle or the twiggy heart. So answers on a postcard. I will do whichever one you would recommend, but I just think this would be a nice way of, say, keeping that autumnal theme going through. So we circle or heart, everybody. The wreath, the circle. Oh, guaranteed. Do you know, literally dead heat. Circle heart, circle heart. This is no help for an indecisive crafter. I'm seeing a few more. Heart, circle, heart. I'm going to go with You're all just mean. Right. Angela says circle. I'm going to go with what Angela told me to do. No reason at all that her opinion counts more than anybody else's, but Angela has spoken, so that's what we're going to do. And I think I did check, didn't I, that it fitted within that. You can see how nicely that's going to fit in the circle there. So I'm just as you know, you've heard me say and do so many times already. I am just literally taken the element off the backing transfer sheet, so it is now sticking directly onto the acetate. And I'm not going to worry now about these other bits. I just wanted to make sure that in terms of the acetate, Lord love us, what have I done here? Oh, yeah. Sarah, what have you done? There you go. In terms of the acetate, I've placed it reasonably centrally, so it will sit within the aperture of the circles that we've already die cut. So I'm now putting this onto the acetate base. I'm using the base of a bone folder to do it. Remember, with these A6, the Rustic Romance rub-ons, they don't come with the lollipop stick. My A5 rub-ons do come with the lollipop stick for the burnishing process. I'm sure you'll have something you can use. And actually, while I'm burnishing this on, I should mention that we have a new collection coming from Olga next week. So definitely tune in next Wednesday, because we will be revealing Olga's latest fabulous collection, which is a bigger collection. It's some A5s, it's got an 8x8 paper pad, and it's got some stunning rub-ons. So definitely tune in for that. I'm very excited. And I've got some remarkable samples from the design team already, so I can see they've really enjoyed working with it. So thank you, design team. Thank you, Sarah. I've seen you on, Sarah. Sarah E. Sarah does do some amazing kind of construction and 3D elements, and I can see she's really enjoyed Olga's latest designs. So I'm just lifting this up bit by bit as I go, just making sure I have picked up everything while I've been waffling on at you. It's looking like that's transferred nicely. There we go. So how cool does that look? I mean, just floating away there. Isn't that lovely? I just do think they're lovely. Now, of course, the shine that you're seeing here is because it's on acetate. The actual rub-on itself has got a really matte, it's totally seamless look. And I know I say it every time, but I still am very taken with rub-ons and the way that they give you that printed feel on so many different surfaces. So that's going to go nicely, isn't it, in the centre there? Just, again, those concentric circles pulling your eye in. So what I think I'll do is add a little bit of ink around our die cut circle before I start sticking things down. Here we go. What I think I've got brown. Is it gathered twigs? Yeah. We'll add a bit there. Pigeons. How come every time I look up somebody's talking about pigeons? Honest to goodness. So this is a craft card that I'm inking onto, and I'm using gathered twigs. I don't have a darker brown with me. I might actually, because I can't see this making any difference whatsoever. It's making a difference to the glass mat, but it's not making a difference to the craft card. I'm gonna be brave and use some VersaFine Clair to give me a bit of definition. I don't often blend with the VersaFine Clairs. They're a fabulous stamping ink. There's no reason why you can't blend with them, to be honest, but I think I typically kind of regard them as for stamping. But this is Fallen Twigs, and I'm just I've changed to a smaller brush, so I have a little bit more control as to where that ink is going, and that's going to give me a much more defined center edge, so I'm happier with that. And of course, the reason I'm wanting to do this is we're adding that darker brown from the twig wreath, and I don't know if you see already on my craft mat, I'm thinking of using a dark brown matte and layer. So I'm just wanting to make sure that all the elements have an equal weight of color, if that makes sense. So I want to keep things light and fresh, but I want to ensure also that nothing gets lost when your eye isn't immediately taken by just the very dark elements that are on the card. I hope that made sense. I do hope that made sense. So I'm adding a little bit to the inner circle here. I haven't seen Adele on the chat tonight, so I don't know how long I'd get away with not cleaning my mats. Can you see? That just makes a really lovely difference. So I'll put the cream behind it, and it turns the craft, makes it look like it's a bit like toasted. It looks like a toasted bagel. Maybe I'm hungry. I'm going with bagel. Let me just give this a quick wipe down. Thanks, Shannon. I knew my secret would be safe with all of you. I don't mind a mess, an inky mess, but it's obviously contagious now because I get anxiety whenever I've started to make a mess, thinking Adele's going to jump out and tell me off. So let's stick all this together and then we can start working on our background. I really like that. Doesn't that? Can you see how just that element of dark brown around these two circles start to really pull that together? Let me add a little bit of blue and get things stuck. Yes, she has been speedy actually. I need them by next week, Brian. You've been busy cleaning your craft room though, haven't you? We'll let you off. You did get them later than Sarah as well, remember? In fact, it's an added bonus that we're going to get you design samples from you at all, because you were thinking you weren't going to be able to make them this month. So I'm looking forward to what you've come up with. And I know Olga's very excited about this collection. She's also very annoyed because she hasn't got it yet. Because this is Olga's time of year. For those of you that kind of follow Olga or know her designs, she does like the kind of Halloween spooky season. And this isn't, I did, Ali, thank you, lovely. This collection, I will hasten to add, isn't like Halloween centric. It's not spooky, but there are nods to things that you could use to make kind of things that are a bit magical and mystical, etc. So we, as you can imagine, with me and Olga, we argued over it for ages about how spooky I would let her go. I'm not sure I won. But it is a very, very cool collection. I think you're going to like it. Right, so I'm now sticking my acetate onto my card base. Of course, the joy of acetate is, even if it isn't perfectly lined up, it's not going to be visible on the card. It's obviously a clear element around the edges, so it's quite forgiving. But that all sits nicely, doesn't it? Really love that window. Now, I haven't made my mind up now that I've done that, whether or not I want to keep the leaves in here or not, but we've got that as an option. What I want to do before we position our lovely little cute animals around our frame is I want to stamp some of these fabulous leaves in the background of the main card panel. And again, you'll have seen me, or potentially seen me, use these last Friday in the show with Tony. And they're a nice combination of the kind of the solid leaf centers and the outlines. And one of the nice things about it is, she was laughing at me afterwards. She said, "Oh, only you would go on to the channel and say, well, I've ripped off your lamination idea." But effectively, that's what I've done. Effectively, it's a very similar concept. It's just a smaller scale. It's A6, and what I wanted you to be able to do is to do watercolor stamping with your solid elements, and then bring the outline back with the outer edge, and give you that detail of the leaf separately. So she did. She thought it was hysterical. I said, this is about as complicated a lamination as I can do. So she's not in any fear for me bringing out a whole range of these things. I know, I'm terrible, Karen. I do apologise. At least I went on to How to Craft Network and said it. Oh, thank you, Becca. Yes, definitely tune in next week for Olga's collection. I think you will particularly enjoy it. So I've got some rusty hinge here. Got some fossilized amber, my distress oxides. Not being particularly careful about how we add that colour, as you can see. Giving it a little spritz off to one side. Now with the colours I'm choosing here, I'm kind of being conscious of the paper that I'm still thinking will appear behind the aperture. So I'm wanting to go more with the kind of goldy orangey colours of the paper to help me tie this all together. I don't know what I've done with my fibre cloth. So, and it doesn't always need to be two-tone. Let's do this one all in Rusty Hinge. A lot of this, you've seen already how big our circular frame is. So a lot of this is going to get hidden or not be particularly visible. This isn't totally not about having a focal point or a background that's going to really draw the eye. This is just really about echoing these colours on the outer edges of the card. So I'm even kind of going to repeat stamp this, even though I know I'm not going to get a full solid colour on this leaf here. So it really isn't going to matter. It's all about laying down some colour and kind of giving the visual impression of the leaves. So let me change this one over. I think these are kind of like oak leaves, aren't they? That's what I'm thinking they look like. Let's put a bit of gathered twigs on this one. Kind of go with the craft card colour. A bit of fossilized amber. This is a heck of a lot easier to do if you've got the mini cubes. You know, you don't get mini cubes in oxides, do you? But you do in Distress inks. And doing that multiple inking on your stamps, I think, is easier when you've got a kind of a mini ink pad. So you can see how blurry that is. I've overwatered it, so it's going to be quite a blurry leaf image, which totally doesn't matter because you're going to be able to stamp the outline over the top and bring back the kind of the leaf image that way. But it will give you that cool look of kind of a print that's been a bit offset. So I do really like this effect because I think it's very forgiving. Let's do a bit more gathered twigs here. A bit of Rusty Hinge. And I'm not going to go through the whole card front here because, as you can imagine, a large part of this is going to be covered up. So I'm focusing more at this point. I've overwatered that one too. At this point, I'm really just being mindful of the outer areas of the card. The other thing to be mindful of with oxides particularly is because of the oxidization process and the fact that they kind of have a chalky quality when they're being activated with water, is, I don't know if you can start to see that on here. You can see where there was a lot of the ink pooled. When it dries, it will dry with quite a chalky finish, which I really like, but it's something to be aware of. You could either soak up some ink if you feel you've got too much pooling when you stamped it, or use your Distress inks because they're a cleaner watercolor look because they don't have the pigment element to them, so they don't have that oxidizing look. They're water reactive, but they don't go with that. They don't end up with a chalky finish. It totally is personal preference. But I think sometimes people can be a little bit like, oh, why is it dried looking a bit greyed out? And it's because it's I've put a lot of water on it and it's oxidized. It's just, I do find this very addictive. I have to admit, I will stamp like this for ages. And you can see the different levels of us getting your first and second generation stamping going on. And I'll put a bit more Rusty Hinge and fossilized amber. I'm just testing the stamp as well as I go, so you're getting that impression of movement around the card. And I think I'll get away with just one more. It always seems to take longer when you're doing them live. There we go. I think that will hold us good. So you can see very quickly. I mean, I really love that actually, just as it is. If you had a kind of a focal point and sentiment, even in the centre of that, without the elements that we're about to add, I think that would just create a beautifully autumnal looking card. Now, I'm not going to. I mean, I'll do one just for illustration purposes. But I'm not planning to go around these with the outline stamps, because actually I think these look really cool just as they are, as watercolor images, almost like kind of stamping with leaves, actual leaves. But let me just stamp one outline so you kind of are kind of really clear about what I mean about these two layers. So I think, is it this one? I did put them next to each other so I could I won't get too confused. Is that one? No, I don't think it is. It's that one. Let me add it to this particular leaf. Everything's getting very soggy now. It's all going horribly wrong. So let me just, yeah, that's dried. Because of course we're going to use a water resistant ink now with our VersaFine. And that's another way you could go. You could stamp your outlines in something like VersaFine and then do your watercolor stamping over the top, because this line is not going to move. The only thing to be aware of with that is your oxides are fairly opaque, so they may well cover up the outline that you've stamped. But if you like to try and kind of line them up and have the outline there first, then you can absolutely do that as well, because the VersaFine and the Distress will not kind of reactivate each other. So just add this here. Again, I'm not worrying about overlaying this perfectly. We'll have some bleed go outside because of the watercolor stamping. You can see there how that just brings some definition back in. So for example, with these stamps where I've done second generation and it's a slightly paler impression, by stamping that outline back round, it will look like I've just done a bit of loose watercoloring. So you've got options basically. And equally, if you like your outline stamps but you like your alcohol markers or your pencil shading, then totally go for it like that and use them as you would do any outline stamp to create your kind of your image for you then to colour in as you would prefer. So I'm hoping this is drying fairly quickly. Let me matte and layer it onto this dark brown. And then we can see how many elements we want to add. Do you like the leaves without the overlay, Shannon? I think I do, just looking at it there, because it just gives you more of the impression of a stamp, a leaf, rather than being too specific, too precise. And I like the fact that these leaves are, again, not perfect leaves. They're not symmetrical leaves. They are really quite uneven shapes. So I think that adds a nice touch to the slightly more organic design. So I'll stick this onto the card front and then we'll see. We'll see whether what I'm dithering about in my mind is whether I need the pattern paper behind this circular aperture. So you'll have to give me your opinion when I show you with and without. So this is about, I think, from memory, I think this is a 16 centimetre card base, just to give you an idea of scale. So we can put our patterned paper in the middle, and you can see how beautifully those colours marry across. And then we can have this over the top. And then obviously we're going to have our beautiful kind of little critters. Or is that too much? So option 1, pattern paper behind. Option 2, no pattern paper behind. What are we saying, folks? What are we saying? Pattern paper or without pattern paper? Without. With. What do you like? Without. Without. With. Oh, you are just the contrariest group of people ever. Angela says without. Without. Okay, I'm going to go without then tonight. Not just because Angela said. I think I like without, because I think it's having that space in the middle. Otherwise, it's going to be quite a busy card, isn't it? Because you've got all the patterning around the frame as well. So I think I'm going without too. Now, of course, I do have a phone tape. Oh, you have all cheered me up. Honestly, thank you so much for tuning in and chatting away this evening, even with the pigeons. Right. How lovely. This is going to be a lovely card, actually. I always surprise myself when I actually make a card that works. So, again, foam tape. Another optional extra. I know when we're posting, we're not always so keen these days on dimensional elements, but I do like that sense of it having different levels on the card. And of course, if you were making this a shaker aperture, you'd absolutely be putting foam tape behind it. Let's put this wonderful. I think the fox is my favourite from this particular stamp set. I think I'm going to have the fox and the rabbit. Aren't they cute? They are absolutely lovely. They're a lovely size as well. So I was saying, kind of, they're not huge images. They're both the stamp sets are A6 in this collection, but despite that, you can build them into relatively good sized projects because they've got, because they've got a nice, clean and simple line to them from our lovely Laura Daisy Ray, who's the designer. It means that they actually stand out really well, even against quite busy backgrounds. So I'm putting our rabbit and our fox here, and the only thing I was going to do to finish this off was use one of our stripped back sentiments. So we've got a stripped back Christmas and a stripped back all occasions. So a whole set of really simple, easy to use sentiments, card making sentiments specifically, nice clean font and size, because this collection doesn't really come with many words. So I thought I'd use some of our stripped back sentiments. And I've got sending hugs here because I've needed hugs this week and I've had lots of virtual hugs and I feel very, very blessed. So I'm just trimming this down. One thing I would, probably too late to show you now, but when I stamp lots of these out in one go. And then when I stamp them, I try and stamp them with a reasonable amount of white space on either side so that it gives me options when I am cutting them down to place them on the card as to where I'm going to place them and how far into the card they're going to go. So it's just something that I find quite helpful. Now, where do we put this? Sending hugs in the middle. Like that? I think that's nice. I could put it down here. No, it'll get lost under the frame. I'm going to leave it where I said. I'm not going to put it to the vote. You'll get fed up with me asking you what I should do. So I'll put that in the middle there. And there you have it, a really, really simple card. And pretty much, other than the fact that I did some die cutting and I had my little critters ready to go, you saw me stamp that background, adding a bit of inking. What I could have done, thinking about it now, I could have added a bit of inking around this this base card panel. That might have really tied that in nicely. But other than that, the rub on, pulling that eye in, so you've got a big die, but then that circular element is repeated through, and these little characters just sit perfectly there, don't they? However, they're small enough that if you wanted to use this as the frame and have your fox in the middle, that would work lovely too. So I hope you like that, everybody. I enjoyed making that. Not a single pigeon in sight on that card, you see? Not a single pigeon, and still it worked. It's a miracle. Right, so thank you for your company, everybody. I'm just going to check whether our wonderful Ali has given me a winner for £25 credit. I wanted to make it credit today because obviously lots of you will have already invested in this collection, so I didn't necessarily want to duplicate that. And do remember when we go off the live to check out those gorgeous Zinsky books. Another thing just to mention that I've been doing this week, I'm not finished at all, but I'm working my way through it based on your feedback, is I have started to put the inner page designs against the paper pads. So if you missed, for example, Ocean Dreams, or you missed Wild and Free when it was first released, and all you've got to go on in the shop currently is the cover page, I have started to go back into those product pages and populate them with the internal designs, just so you've got a bit more insight as to what that series of papers looks like. Because I know I got that feedback on the Facebook group, and I won't go back through the whole catalogue and do it, but certainly the more recent paper pads I will. Right, thank you everyone for your company, for your chat. And the winner tonight of the £25 credit to spend in store is Bev Kimber. Bev Kimber from Facebook is the winner tonight. So congratulations, lovely. Thank you for watching. I will message you with the code that you can use in store. It doesn't expire. Use it whenever works best for you. So don't feel under any pressure to get spending straight away. And for those of you that did miss out this evening on the giveaway prize, once I go off air, if you want to pop a comment either on the Facebook page or on the YouTube feed, then I will go and select a winner to announce on Friday for a second £25 voucher. So thank you very much. I've got an exciting weekend ahead because I'm hoping to meet up with our Leonie, and we're still planning our craft collective shenanigans for 2025, so there'll be some more news about that in the very near future. Hopefully you'll join me next Wednesday, because I am going to be sharing Olga's fabulous new collection, and before then, come and check me out on How to Craft Network tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Remember to vote S so I win the craft battle with our Tony. But again, thank you so much for your company. Thank you for making me smile. Thank you for being here every Wednesday. And I shall see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.